based on the way this team has been playing lately, you lose on Friday and then you come back on Saturday. Just the resilience that the team is, not relishing on those losses on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. To come out a little bit flat on the last couple of Fridays. So obviously coming back on Saturday and getting off to a good start has been huge for us. I think just scoring first in those first 10 minutes, and let's get after the game after that.
How about just the way that Nick's really been coming around lately?
Yeah, Nick, he's really coming on this year. You could tell it from the second half of last year. He had a great second half of last year, and he's starting off great this year. So if you can keep it up, you'll have a great season.
You're playing against a Michigan State team that you probably don't know too much about. You don't play them very often. What do you see in them, or what are you hearing from them?
Yeah, they have a lot of USHL junior experienced guys. So they'll do a lot of the small and little things correct, and they won't make mistakes. So we go in there we know we got to play Gopher hockey and just stick to our strengths.
What difference does a smaller rink there make for your game?
Yeah, it's a definitely different game compared to Mariucci. Mariucci's a lot more open game and, moving the puck fast in transition. So we're going to have to get pucks in deep, and it's going to be more of an NHL game where you're getting, screens and tips in front of the net and getting some dirty goals.
What stands out to you about the way Nick's been playing this year compared to how he finished last year?
He's just, I think he's just stronger and more confident. He's got a year underneath his belt, and everything's clicking for him right now. He's getting, 5-6 shots a game. So obviously things are clicking for him right now, and if just keep putting pucks in the net, he's going to keep scoring.
What did it mean for you guys to see Kent get that record-breaking shutout?
Yeah, honestly, it's awesome. We knew it was going to come around eventually, but about 10 minutes left in the third period there, we were all playing for Kent, and we didn't need any more goals. So it's pretty something special to get Kent for that 6th win for him.
Does it matter to play on Thanksgiving weekend? Is there a different feel to this? I mean, it's not the same as the showcase was, but it's still Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, it's really. it's fun. You obviously want to be home for Thanksgiving with your parents, but being on the road with the guys and having a Thanksgiving dinner Thursday night on the road, it's it builds a lot of camaraderie between the guys, and I think it's just fun to be with the guys on the road. It's there's nothing like being on the road, I can tell you that.
You guys have kind of owned the third period against almost everybody this year. Why do you think that's been the case?
Like I said from the beginning of the year, it's this team's the best in shape team I've been a part of since I've been here. So we skate every single week. It's we come to work every single day, and I think that's a huge part of our success so far in the third period.
Talk about the play of Nick. He's been really coming around of late.
Nick has been terrific, and it's not a surprise. The way he finished last year, he was a point-a-game guy the second half of last year, and he's just kind of picked off where he's left off. He had another year to work hard in the weight room. I think to know the ins and outs of the league certainly helped him, and the maturity of the last year.
How about just the resiliency of the team? You lose on a Friday, and then you come back on Saturday, and you just put that Friday game behind you.
Well, you have to. I mean, it's not easy to win on the road in the league, and you look around at the results, and the home team has done pretty well, and we made some mistakes on Friday night. We felt that those mistakes were correctable. We were coming back home. We've played well at home so far this year, and we knew we needed to have that game, and we did. And now we're off to non-league games, but we're happy with the 8-2 start that we have in the league right now.
What do you remember about the last series going to Michigan State? And that was only 30 years ago. You were in your early 20s.
Well, as a player, not much change. I think the rink opened up in the early 70s, so I had a chance to play in it in the early days. And I think it was my junior, senior, that's when Ron Mason took over as the head coach, and obviously had quite a run. But, we've had some good games with Michigan State. I just remember 2 years ago when we were there, it was a 2-1 game. It was a great game. There was it was not a TV game, so there was no timeouts, and it was just the pace of the game. And I think it was just a little over a 2-hour game, and we were fortunate enough to win 2-1. But we're 1-1-1 in the last 3 years, so for our seniors, it's kind of winner take all this year, and we want to try to get that trophy back.
Anything in particular Nick worked on in the offseason to get him to where he's at right now?
No, I don't think there's anything particularly worked on. I mean, Nick's going to work on his game. He can shoot it. Obviously, he's doing a better job of getting shots on goal. He's getting more of them, but just the confidence. And I think as a line, he and Kyle and Booty have complemented each other pretty darn well, and they've been able to play together all season long and develop some continuity as a group too. And the power play helps too. Where he's positioned the power play, he can shoot a puck, and he's getting the puck to the net. We've done a good job of finding him, and he's done a good job of finding open ice to receive a pass as well.
You gonna try some different lines and maybe some different players this weekend?
You know, no, obviously we're going to take everybody.
Yeah.
So the whole team is going to be going, which will be good to have everybody together. And you know, like we told the guys, you know, we're looking at it, but there's no promises. I mean, it's hard to take guys out of the lineup, even though we want to get guys involved in playing. But you know, it's just who do you look at and say deserves to come out? That's the hard part. But we're, you know, we're still toying with the lines. We've all kind of altered them a little bit every day this week.
Kyle has said that Nick and Zach have talked to him after every shift. I don't know how close to dead accurate that is, but have you noticed them working with Kyle?
No, but you'd expect that. I mean, you know, you're so involved during the course of the game that, you know, Kyle's playing a new position. I doubt he's played wing before this year, and that was to make his transition easier. And when you get a chance to play with two big bodies like that, although Kyle's fearless when he plays, but they're experienced guys, and you know, you want the older guys to coach the younger guys, whether it's practice or a game.
You've kind of dominated third periods this year, 24-4, which is that's an amazing number.
Yeah.
Why have you been that successful?
Well, you know, it's a good question. That I think we've played a lot of guys. I think that a couple things. I think obviously Kent has played well in third periods and not giving up many goals. I think that we've worked hard on our conditioning this year and probably done as much skating or more than we ever have. We haven't let up on that at all. And then third is that we've played a lot of players in a game. We've played 4 lines, we've played 60. We really haven't shortened the bench very much. We've got multiple guys involved in the penalty kill. You know, we haven't relied on, you know, just 4D to play the majority of the game. We haven't been too concerned on the backside of, you know, who's out against who. We think our 3 pairs are pretty balanced. And we think we have pretty good depth where most nights our you know, 3s and 4s have outplayed the opposition's 3s and 4s and scored some big goals as a result of it. And we've been able to get those timely separation goals, which had been missing the last few years.
I'd like to get a quick hit on a couple of players when everybody's done. Just 10 or
Okay.
15.
I just got more of a league-wide question. Despite some high-end guys, scorers leaving after last year, and a lot of returning veteran goalies, scoring is actually up this year, league-wide. Do you have any explanation for that?
Well, there's still some high-end guys back. I mean, you look around the teams that are scoring a lot. I mean, even like Michigan Tech, they had a lot of freshmen last year, and you know, their top 2 guys, Baker and I think Olsen, were hurt most of last year. They're returning. You know, CC's top-end guys were returning. Denver's top-end guys. You know, we have some freshmen to sophomores that have emerged. You know, with the Lexic and Conley at UMD, I mean, those are 2 all-league type of players. So when you look around, there's some returning players that, you know, have pretty high-end skill.
Thanks.
Cal Dietz has been responsible for your conditioning. What kind of job does he do for you?
Well, I mean, our guys are committed. I mean, they've done a good job in the summer. That they've worked hard. They're here going to summer school, even the incoming freshmen. And you know, the other thing is this year we've remained healthy. I mean, this time last year we had a boatload of guys out the month of November, and we've been able to have continuity within our lineup. But our guys are in terrific shape. I mean, we test them every fall with our running, and they all passed it this year in flying colors, and they came in great shape, and we've continued to push them. And I think the other thing is that we're a little better skating team than we have been the last couple of years. And I think when you can skate, you know, you put more pressure on the opposition.
Better, faster, shiftier.
I think you know, I think we have better team speed.
Past weekend, you had a heck of a weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I had a rough night, kind of Friday night against St. Cloud. I mean, I made some defensive errors, and it kind of cost us. So thankfully, I came out Saturday night and had some lucky shots that went in. So.
Is it one of those things? You say that you made some mistakes out there. It almost sounds like, in a small way, you might be a little bit more of a perfectionist as far as focusing on the things that you didn't do versus the things that you did do well.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple points, but there were a couple goals that were kind of my fault. So, I took some responsibility for that, and I readdressed myself that night. And I took kind of hard. Saturday night we came out hard, which is nice.
What does it say about the team that loses on a Friday and then forgets about it and comes back on Saturday and then plays well?
Yeah, I mean, in college hockey, that's huge, to forget about Friday night if you lost. So, I mean, hopefully we can put together a better Friday night this weekend. I mean, the past 2 weekends we really haven't come out like we want to do on Friday night, so hopefully we can do that this weekend.
Don said he's not surprised that you're playing well right now. Are you surprised a little bit?
I mean, from last year, a little bit. I wouldn't expect this kind of year. The year I had last year wasn't the greatest, so I mean, yeah, it's fun having this kind of a start. So hopefully we can keep it going.
What'd you do over the summer to kind of get you ready for what's going on with you right now?
We trained pretty hard. The whole team, we all worked really hard in the summer, skated a lot, and shot a lot of pucks. So I think that's the main difference.
What do you think you're doing better now than compared to last year at this point?
I think it's just my mental game, just telling myself I can do it, as opposed to playing on my heels and just being nervous for the game. So trying my best every game and getting shots on net is the key.
What made you nervous?
Well, I mean, I watched the Gophers growing up my whole life, and I mean, it was kind of surreal being in a Gopher jersey the first half of the year, and then I guess I kind of figured it out a little bit, but it's a little different game than high school, so that's probably what made me nervous.
Nick, why do you think you guys have been so good in the third period this year?
We've been working hard, really hard, and in practices, conditioning a lot, so I think that's the main difference. We don't take it easy at practice at all, and we got a lot of hard-working guys, good leaders that set the tempo for us.
Kyle Rao credits you and Zach with talking to him after every shift. How accurate is that?
No, I mean, no, we don't really have to talk to Kyle. I think he's good mentally himself, but sometimes he'll get down on himself. But I mean, I think that's how he plays. When he gets mad, I think he plays even better. So I think we kind of figured out just to let him be. And he, like North Dakota, he was not saying anything, and he came out third period and got the game-winning goal. So I mean, I think that's just his mentality. He plays a little better when he's angry.
You mentioned you were kind of disappointed about something defensively that didn't go right for you. You want to be known as still a good defender and as well as being a scorer?
Yeah, I think I take pride in being a two-way player. So those defensive errors kind of got in my head. I mean, I was pretty upset about that. So we watch video and we make sure it won't happen again.
You were 3 for 3 Saturday. Anybody in the room tell you to shoot more?
No, I don't know. I didn't really get that many shots. I guess 3 for 3. So they were going in for me, a little puck luck for me. So that was fun.
Coach says you're getting the puck on the net a lot more than you did last year. Do you see it the same way?
Yeah.
Hitting the net more?
Yeah, I'd agree. I was missing the net a little bit last year, and I just wasn't getting as many shots. That's the key. Just getting as many shots as you can and taking opportunities you can get. So
you guys had like 10 odd man rushes Friday, and you didn't get a shot most of the time. Did you guys talk about that a lot, or was that frustrating for you guys?
Yeah, it was pretty frustrating. I mean, coaches talked about that definitely. I mean, there were a lot of 2-on-1s that we passed up. Their D's made some good plays, but I think we gotta start shooting a little more. We got a lot of unselfish guys, which is good, but getting shots on net is also important.
How do you account for that, getting more shots for yourself? What's different now?
Just finding openings. I mean, you gotta get in open spaces, and you find those open spaces, and that's where you're gonna get the shots.